Well, hello there, Ariix team. It's an honor to have you on board here, and as well as on the call. I'm going to go through a couple of things with you here. I've had three individual people, fly out to the company, and on their dimes, and they've met with the company, talked to the leadership, and making decisions as to whether or not they're going to come here and bring their teams, or things like that. And you would think that I've heard it all. I live here in the same state as the home office. I'm about an hour drive away. I go down there, when some other people have brought prospects in, and and I'll talk with them and such. And I've gotten to hear Fred, a few hundred times, and I've gotten to hear Mark, and I know what he's going to say, and I know what Jeff Riley is, Jeff Yates and Riley are going to say. And one particular thing happened. I was sitting in this meeting, and some things sort of occurred. Like I'm listening, and I'm not hearing some of the same conversations that I've always heard. And it was just a very, very different conversation that I was listening to. And to put it in Laura's words, because she was sitting beside me, I was vibrating. Like I literally didn't want to waste any more time sitting in the office, because I had to get out of there and go and recruit. That was the feeling that I had, and that there was not time to just sit there. Either these people are going to do it or they're not going to do it. I'm out of here. It was that sort of a feeling that that hit me, and so I want to give you. Some of that information. There's a lot of weakness in this industry. I've got my thumb on it. I always have, and I have watched company after company whose leadership have, it may look in the public relations, the PR that people are doing out there, it may look like it's thriving and, and unbelievable and all the hype that you always hear. And but in the meantime, while that hype is going on, I'm over here talking to leaders, or somebody in the teams here are talking to leaders, and things are aren't good. Where are they going? Where are they going to go? And so there's a lot of weakness, is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you from the standpoint of Ariix hiring from the financial teams of these places. In other words, they work in accounting, and so they're looking for another job. Why are they looking for another job? Because of the lack of integrity that's going on, that they are demanded to do things that they feel as though that are unethical and illegal, and they're unwilling to do them any longer. Okay, in other words, they have been doing it because they were afraid to lose their job, but now they're looking elsewhere. And it is interesting that they're looking at us. Leaders, bonuses were set aside and have been set aside for years and years and years for them, and now the company has swiped them. These types of things are going on in the industry. And so there are a lot of lost leaders right now. All right? They're lost. They're fumbling around. And these are the ones that are now speaking. These are the ones that are now hunting. It is, it's no secret once a leader does leave. But what you may find interesting, it is when the first movers begin to look around and sniff around and things like that. It should alert everyone that that this is what's going on right now. Like that this person is not just as an individual disgruntled with the decisions of corporate. It's not the individual, all right? It's a lot of people, and they just they want to, come with team intact, if you will. Had a conversation with a potential person, and this was one of the leaders here on the call, put me on the phone with him, and he began to tell a story. And his story was in the neighborhood of that, they have a product, and they had shipped over some to another country. and they were making around $40,000 a month. And then the company got suspicious that all this volume must be going somewhere else, and so they suspended this gentleman's account, meaning cut off $40,000 a month. And so what, and I think it's 4 months now that he has been in wait. And so just how long can a company possibly, retain somebody like this? In other words, like right now, he is in submission. Okay, so if you were to ask yourself, what's he feeling? What's his attitude? Right now, he is licking the lint from between their toes. He's so begging. And he feels cowardly. All right, like that's what's going on. And he's not moved to anger yet, just so you know. In other words, it's like, I'll supply you whatever you need, let's hurry up and get this thing back and let me get my check back. But what he doesn't know is this is the evilness of the industry. And when I say that, I'm talking about outside this company. He doesn't know that this is actually a tactic that they use to cause a person to go down onto their knees and accept any, not even peanut shells. They'll accept any peanut shells at that point. And to me, this is the most disgusting thing, and it's the reason that I did not join a company until Ariix came along. And so some people take this thing we call the Bill of Rights and act as though that it's just a little thing on a brochure. And I'm telling you it's everything. Because I sat there on the phone and I said, well, let me tell you something. First of all, there wouldn't be no suspended check pending investigation. Not the way it works here. You'd get a phone call, maybe from legal, maybe from the president of the company, and he would just simply say, what's going on? You may be putting us in legal jeopardy by sending our products over there. We can open up an investigation, but I'd like you to just talk to me and tell me what's going on. Right? Like, that is what you do to partnerships. Suspending your account until investigation or during pending investigation. That's something that you do to an enemy, not to a partner. Not to someone who is moving enough volume that you would make $40,000 a month. And this is something that is very, very near and dear to my heart. And so, under the subject of what's working, the Bill of Rights is working. It's a heck of a story. And that story impinges on the most powerful people in the industry. The people who, retailing a product or two, the Bill of Rights doesn't hit them very hard. But for the people who move mountains, this hits pretty hard. Before I go into something that I've been showing other people, new people that I'm bringing in, I wanted to just share with you that as I sat there and I listened to Jeff Yates talking, he was talking about what they are doing to get ready for China. And in his conversation was when I started vibrating. My whole body was in somewhat of a little bit of a tremble mode, because as I listened, it's such a foregone conclusion. In other words, it's already occurred. We just have time as the thing that's suspended. It's kind of like a rocket ship that has launched and it's heading towards the moon, and it's gone through its difficulty, and it's just a function of time before it arrives. In a very similar way, I sat there and I listened, and I realized that what they had done, the investments that they had made, the relationship investments that they had made, is that we are highly anticipating and will probably achieve what very, very few companies achieve, and that is the right way to get into China. And those that do it right, typically in the first year they'll do approximately a minimum of $150 million if it's anything like the past. And so that would put this company next year somewhere in the $250 to $350 million company. Boom, just like that. And you say, oh, well, that's over at China. Well, I would say to you, quit whining. We have it right here. What they're trying to get over there, we'll have it right here. We already have it right here. And so what I saw immediately was, boom, we're going to be a billion-dollar company. It's just, you know, like I put this out in January when I was at the event out in Los Angeles, and I said, you know, I saw it. I saw it when Fred was talking, and then I saw it when I was sitting there. But what I didn't realize was how fast it's going to happen until I heard Jeff talking. Mr. Yates is his name, not Jeff. And so that spurred me to really want to go at a much faster rate. All right, so I've been doing something when I'm showing new leaders that I'm just now developing, and I'm showing them what I recommend, having now been working the compensation plan. So what it is that when I'm talking to people, they'll say, you know, how do I make $1 million a year? And so let me show that to you. If this right here is U1, meaning you, income position 1, and this right here is you, income position 2, okay? And so what I recommend that you do is this would be your power line, and then this would be your pay line. You optimize that. That's number 1, okay? So what that does is that guarantees you making $100,000 a year. That's first and foremost, get it done and move on. Put your second income position underneath your pay line, and then there's that power line, and then here's this pay line. And once you get it built, go wide. All right? And what that means is that here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3, here's number 4, and then this one right here would be number 5. 5 pay lines. And so, you know, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So 5 pay lines is going to make you $1 million a year. All right? So sometimes you motivate people by telling them what they can get. And then sometimes you motivate people by telling them what they're about to lose. And the best that I can figure it, if you wait just 2 years, 2 more years from now, if you were planning on building $1 million a year business, if you wait just 2 years, then it'll probably cost you $200,000 to $500,000 a year and the right to call yourself a founder in this company. Because the Founders Club will probably, and I'm talking probably minimum numbers, pay you $200,000 to $500,000 a year. And so if you were planning on creating $1 million a year income, I would recommend that you do it now because it may just double that if you do it now as opposed to 2 years from now. Because the founders get selected based upon the size of the business that they build and the country that they build it in. And so if you want to wait, then it'll cost you.